Hi, welcome to Yoga with Caitlin. Thank you for joining me today to work on hamstrings. The following stretches and poses are really great just if you want to release some tension, some tightness in your hamstrings, the backs of your legs, as well as if you have a goal and you're working towards splits. So we will start in a quadruped position, all fours, hands and knees. Spread your fingers to get surface area on the ground through your hands and grip the mat. Keep your shoulders above your wrists, knees under your hips. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, send your right toes back, tuck them under and push into your heel in order to stretch your calf. Sometimes the calf will hinder us from really stretching into our hamstrings, so we want to make sure those are warm and loose first. Rock back and forth on your toes. And replace. Send your left toes back, stretching into your left calf. Rock back and forth on your toes. And replace. Keep your fingers wide, tuck your toes. Deep breath in. Exhale, push your tailbone up and back. Downward facing dog. Keep your knees bent at first. You'll notice that I'm focusing on lengthening through my spine, and focus on lifting your tailbone, spill your pelvis forward. Then pedal through your feet. Press one heel down, bending your opposite knee. Nice and slow, switch back and forth. One more time each side. As you inhale, lift your heels high above your toes and take a little baby step forward, shortening your stance of your downward dog. See if you can press your heels down even further. Keep lifting your tailbone. Then take your right hand to the outside of your left calf and pull against it, gazing under your left arm. Feel that stretch. Just be curious about the sensations in your legs. Replace your right hand. Inhale. Exhale, take your left hand to your right calf. Pull and gaze under your arm. Breathe. It's okay to bend your knees as much as you need here. Inhale, replace your hand. Lift your heels high above your toes again. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step to your wrists. Toes to wrists, otherwise hip width apart, feet parallel. Inhale to lengthen halfway, bring your fingertips to your shins. Now, we're focused on an anterior pelvic tilt, otherwise known as lifting your tailbone, in order to lengthen hamstrings here. Your knees do not need to be perfectly straight at all times. In fact, maybe not at all. Engage your quads to lift your kneecaps, and just find a flat back that's parallel with the ground. Focus on this right here as you lengthen through the top of your head and lift your core, spread your toes, and grip the ground with not just your heels, but your toes, your big toes as well. Exhale, bend your knees, and reach for a block under your right hand, or you can reach for your right ankle as well here. Keep your right knee very, very bent and in line with your toes. As you inhale, straighten through your left leg. Bring your hand to your lower back, or perhaps all the way over to your right hip. Work on stacking your shoulders here and gazing up. Lean forward into your toes so that you have equal weight still in toes and heels. If you're not feeling the sensation with a block, reach for your ankles, or even all the way down to the ground. That should be all the way through your left hamstring and leg. Inhale, gently straighten through your right leg, bend your left knee, switching sides to put your left hand on the block, your ankle, or perhaps eventually the ground. Inhale, lengthen through your right leg, bring your hand to your lower back, or all the way to your left hip. Stacking your shoulders, feel this twist in your upper back. Lean forward into your toes, lengthening through your right leg here. One more inhale and lengthen your left leg. Exhale, bend both knees, fold forward to a block or the ground. Relax your head down. Engage your inner thighs and quads. Keep lifting your tailbone. With an inhale, rise up, lift through your core, straighten your back, press palms together. Exhale, release hands at your sides. Take a breath in. Inhale, step your left foot to the back of your mat. Separate your feet pretty wide here, parallel, perhaps slightly pigeon-toed inward. Just notice the condition of your legs. You want equal weight in your toes and heels. Take a breath in. And find your pelvis, find your hip bones. We want that anterior tilt again, so lift your tailbone. Exhale, start to curl forward. Drop the top of your head down, keeping equal weight in your toes. It's a common mistake to push your hips back in this one, but keep them in line with your ankles. Inhale, reach for your fingertips for the ground right under your shoulders and lengthen up halfway. So this is just the same as our half lift, but with wide legs. Lift your tailbone, bring your spine parallel with the ground. If you have a block, this might be helpful for this next part. Exhale, walk your hands back in line with the heels of your feet. See if you can drop the top of your head down towards a block or towards the ground. It takes a lot of work in your inner thighs. Activate your quads while you're lengthening your hamstrings. And use your core to fold forward. Your core can work with you or against you. But inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, pull down. Inhale, walk your hands forward again. Find a level back. As you exhale, bring hands to your waist. Perhaps bend your knees. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, take a giant step back to the top of your mat. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Again. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to all fours. Hands and knees. Inhale, rise up on your knees, standing tall, neutral pelvis. Exhale, send your left foot forward, sink into your hips. Good, take a breath here. You might want 2 blocks for this next part, or just use one. As you exhale again, straighten through your leg. Pull your toes up towards your face. Oftentimes I'll see someone sit down on their heel here, but what I want you to do is keep your right hip over your knee, pulling forward and in so that your hips are closed in a half split. With an inhale, take your right hand all the way to the blade edge of your left foot. Exhale, pull against it and around your spine. Remember, it's okay to have a bend in your knee. Inhale, gently release and re-bend your knee. Exhale, take your block now next to your right ankle. Untuck your toes and sit down all the way on this block. We've got both sits bones on your block at level 1, the shortest height. With a little bend in your left knee, this is really important this time because you're elevated off the ground. Deep breath in, lengthen your spine. Exhale, spill your pelvis forward, hinge all the way from your hip bones until your ribs touch your thigh. As much as you need to bend your knee to make that happen. You might release your hands to either sides of your legs. And relax in this position. This is a wonderful place to point and flex your foot, roll through your ankle, kind of experiment with a little bit of movement. Exhale to your deepest place. Inhale, walk your hands back, sit up tall. Stamp into your left foot to lift and lower back onto both of your knees. Deep breath. Exhale, send your right foot forward this time, sink into your hips. Breathe. With your next exhale, straighten through your right leg. Maybe a block to support on the outside of your leg, but you can also just use your fingertips. Pull your left hip forward and in, keeping it above your knee. Focus on pulling your tailbone back behind you, perhaps a little bend in your right knee. Inhale, take your left hand to the blade edge of your foot. Exhale, pull against it, round your spine. Inhale, release, rebend your knee. Exhale, take your block back by your left ankle and slide your right heel back. Take a bend in your knee. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, pull your pelvis forward, spilling it down. When your rib touches your thigh, release your arms. Option to point and flex through your foot. Roll out your ankle. Exhale to your deepest place. Inhale, rise. Exhale, step into your right foot. Inhale, stand up. Replace your knee. Exhale, plant your palms onto all fours. Swing your legs to one side and sit down. From this seated place, slide your right heel forward and bring your left foot to your inner thigh. Bring your fingertips behind you just to create a broad chest. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, lengthen up through your core. While we're here, engage your right quad, flex your foot, push your left knee into the ground. Deep breath in. Exhale, pull your belly to your thigh and your heart towards your toes. Just keeping that length. This is plenty of work right here. It's not required to go any further. If you can easily reach your foot without compromising your shoulders or rounding forward, go ahead. Or take your left hand to the blade edge of your foot, same as we did in half split. Right finger's behind you. A little bend in your knee again is great. If you're used to using a strap, you can do that too. But it's always good to try a different way of moving. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold it deeper. One more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen. Inhale, rise. Release your hands, fingertips behind you again. Long arms. Send your left heel forward and your right foot to your inner thigh. First, engage. Lift your quad, pulling your knee towards your hip. If that helps you to visualize, flex your foot, push your right knee down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tilt forward. Pull your navel to your thigh, your heart to your toes. You might see right here just working. Everything is so active. These are active stretches, right? Not passive ones. If you can reach your foot without compromising your shoulders, stay long through your spine. Or reach your left hand to the blade edge of your foot, right finger's behind you. Or the opposite. Option to bend your knee and pull a little bit deeper. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold, even if it's just 2 millimeters. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise, release. Plant your feet hip width distance, right under your knees. Pull against your shins. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, slowly curl down your spine. Pull your right knee into your chest. Hold your right knee first. Take your right hand to the blade edge of your foot. Left fingers can rest on your left hip bone. And pull your knee down towards your armpit. If you are comfortable extending your left leg, you can do that as well. Otherwise, keep it planted. Inhale, straighten your leg as much as you can, holding on to your foot. Exhale, pull your knee back down. 2 more times, inhale. Exhale, pull. Inhale, press your foot to the ceiling. Exhale, pull down. And gently release your foot. Right fingers to your hip bone. Left hand to the blade edge of your foot. Pull your knee to your armpit. Inhale, straighten, extend as much as you can. Exhale, knee to armpit. Inhale, extend. Exhale, pull. One more. Inhale, exhale, and release. Now, take your right knee towards your armpit, holding your shin. Left knee, holding your shin. Keep your shoulders and your tailbone down on the ground. Notice how this feels. Maybe massage side to side. Option to reach for your ankles. Use your elbows to push your knees apart. This can feel really awesome. Or reach for both blade edges of your feet. The work is in keeping your tailbone down and your shoulders down. That's what will lengthen your hamstrings the most. And if you would like to repeat the extension of your legs one at a time, alternate sides. Stay here as long as you need. Eventually, gently release your feet down to the ground and rest. Thank you for joining me today to stretch hamstrings. I hope you feel rejuvenated and warm and just good in your body. Until next time.